You want to judge
I'm always.
Welcome everyone to Sharp Talk. My name is Tomas Alas, and I'm honored to be standing here with Doug Marcaida. You may know him as a judge on History Channel's Forged in Fire. He's the guy that does the Keal test.
It will kill.
This is epic. We're going to be counting down today some of the most memorable Keal tests, the wins, the fails, all the most memorable moments. Doug,
That's right.
I'm
It's time to go down memory lane, so let's cut into it.
So we're going to start off with the first episode. We're going to get your insights in it, and that is the katana. Let's check
Fire
out
away.
The katana Keal test.
Watch it with us.
To measure how your blades stand up against flesh, Doug will cut through these fish.
Let's put it to the test.
What were you thinking in that moment?
The one thing I was thinking is, those are beautiful katanas, you know? And the one thing is, we never get to pick him up. So I'm like, I can't wait to pick him up and try to feel how it feels when you're cutting with it. A lot of people go, just test the blades. But this is the very first episode.
Right.
The first episode we're going to go out there. And these are the tests that we're going to be doing that we've never done before. So I'm so eager to just, cut right into it, because I'm thinking, just cut it. Just go out there and have fun, because I was drooling just to test the blades. Like hot knife through butter.
Oh, that was cool.
That was cool. Oh, and cut all the way through. So Rich just had a nice weight to it, and it was sharp, and I could feel the cuts as I'm cutting through.
Whoa.
So that was nice, because remember, I've never picked up his weapon before.
It will cut. Yes, it will.
It felt good in the slice. Good. But the recovery was a little heavier, but it still felt like it'll give me a close shave.
So at this point, I know Matt to be a great sword maker. So I'm thinking, all right, so this is beautiful. It's the hard thing to follow up here, but let's see what Matt can do. That's when I picked up his weapon. Sliced easily. And I don't know if you can hear that. So in that one cut with the last fish, it would have cut all the way, but I didn't gauge my range. So if you notice, if you look at the cuts, it cut all the way, but it just ran out of space. That's why I knew this would have cut all the way through. It's just my gauging of cutting through with that blade. But the balance and the edge of his blade, superb.
It doesn't cut.
Just there.
I don't know why it didn't cut.
Nah. Yeah. So the idea there that I wanted to tell Matt again is later I was like, no, it cut. But even when we're judging by that, it wasn't that it didn't cut. I was just not in range to follow through. But looking at that, when we follow through with the blade, it cut. One of the things that people go outside that after each test, we get a chance to review the tapes to make sure, because in the moment, I don't know, I'm just feeling it. I can see the results. But when there's any question about, did it really cut or it didn't cut, we go to the tapes, because we want to make sure we're fair for every test that we do.
That's cool. Now let me ask you this. Was his katana possibly longer? So when you first tested it, that extra length could have made you feel more comfortable?
Now, good point to that, because we don't get to gauge the weapon. In the beginning, I was just so excited to pick anything up and just go fight with it. But as we progressed, I realized how dangerous this whole game is. You see, I would never wield and cut something with something I've never trained with.
Right.
I need to know. It's just like sighting your firearm, right? We don't realize that these are weapons made to kill. And they're sharp. I don't know if they're going to break. I don't know if they're going to explode on me. But when I'm feeling the cuts for the first time, I'm not sighted in. So in this particular test, Matt's blade was very sharp, but I wasn't sighted in on the length of the blade.
It's got a very good feel to it. It's very light. It's got a very nice balance to it. And it'll cut.
Now for the Keal test. Notice, this was season 1. Notice how the sharpness test went before the Keal test. Mm-hmm. It was just the way they had it set up. Sharpness, then Keal.
All right. Now this is Japanese armor that they have on a ballistic dummy.
Correct.
Cool.
We have a ballistics dummy that pretty much simulates the human form, organs, and tissues. The katana traditionally has a razor-sharp edge. That allows me to find the gaps in between the armor. I'm gonna try that with your blade to see how well it does. Let's take a look at the damage. Bust and the slice went all the way into the internal organs in here.
First episode in, when we were thinking about what we were going to be doing with ballistics dummies to show, we didn't know what the audience were, and we weren't even sure how far we could go with showing any of the Keal tests. So we used green blood.
Green blood, and I noticed it's also covered. Like the first one was like, we're gonna put a
we're going to go slow with it. It's a Keal test with the armor and everything else. So we were trying to test out different things of what works and what doesn't work. First episode.
playing it cool a little bit, but still, I mean, this is like the first of its kind.
Yeah, we don't want to scare anybody. We were like, are we? And I really thought, when we were doing this, I think it's just going to be between the 18 to 25-year-old. We thought it would be like Spike TV, just the college kids would probably just watch the show.
No, it's transcended that.
And the kill shot went deep all the way into the liver. I think on the kill test, this will kill. Okay, Matt, you're up. Definitely through the laceration, he's disemboweled here. A nice big puncture in here. That definitely will get the liver. I think it's past the kill test.
You've both obviously brought deadly implements of war here. But now, it's time to lock and load, gentlemen, because for the strength test, we're leaving the forge. And we're heading to the gun range.
What?
All right, gentlemen. This is the final test for the Forged in Fire champion.
When we're talking about doing a strength test on this, let's try to do something very unique. And there have been stories about shooting, a bullet to the edge of the blade to see what kind of damage that would do. So this is a good testament if how did you create your edge for the test? Is it strong enough? Because we know they're sharp, but can they hold an edge if you put impact on it?
Your weapons will be tested on their ability to split a bullet. Your swords are going to be locked into a vise. Then we're going to fire a bullet at your blade. All right, Matt, you ready?
Break it.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Oh, yes! Yes!
Split.
Well, Matt, your sword split a bullet. There's no damage on the edge at all. Held up extremely well. That is a real, true sign of your craftsmanship.
Thank you.
Very well done. All right, Rich, you're up next.
3, 2, 1, engage. Nice!
Oh, yeah!
Sweet.
Wow.
That is
Definitely gonna
outrageous.
split there.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a split.
It splits the bullet. I couldn't have been happier.
There's no mark on the blade at all. Held up perfectly. No chipping. Everything looks great.
Okay, so what happens after this? Because we don't get to know about this. What do you guys do? Do you guys hang out? You guys have a powwow? What?
We start putting our cups out for who wants to pay the bribe, who wants to win, how much you want to, we start tossing coins up in the air. No, so after this, we get together, and that's why we have an odd number. That way, if two agree, then one is going to, if we don't all agree on stuff. But pretty much we set the ideas. What I love about it is when we came to this, we were all individuals. Jay came from a master bladesmith. Dave, because of his work with creating historic and recreations, came from that point of view. I was the end user, so I went by feel and how they perform. And then we start talking about each particular blade, based on its merits and how they performed on the tests.
Nice. Let's see who the winner is.
Rich. In just 5 days, you have both forged elegant and lethal Japanese katanas. But in this competition, there can only be one winner of $10,000. Matt, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Congratulations.
All right, let's talk about that real quick. So when we look at the test, initially they're going, Well, let's see. With Rich's blade, you cut through the fish all the way through. With Matt's blade on the last fish, you didn't cut all the way through, but I did. Once again, it was all on my ranging of cutting a blade. But when we look at the tape, wherever that blade went, it cut through. So it cuts all the way through. Now, the one thing that really gave Matt the edge over Rich was the feel of the blade. So the deciding factor, because when it came to fish, so we'll say that's a washout, they both cut very well. When it came to the kill test, same damage. It penetrated the armor, the kill was even. So now we're going to go to the strength test. The results were the same. So what then do we look at? It was the feel of the blade. Matt Parkinson's blade, the feel and the balance was lighter and much balanced and easier to wield and control. And that's what people will not realize until you pick up the blade and you start moving around with it. That's one thing. But when you move around it and hit something and cut something, that's also another thing we took into consideration. And that's where Matt's blade won.
That's really cool. And something that I've been able to like explain to friends with like sword work is like, I say, imagine driving like an SUV on a racetrack, right? It's going to be really heavy, hard to take turns versus like a sports car. It's going to take it, it's nimble. Same with the balance and feel. You have to have something that's going to be good for combat. In this case, Matt's was.
And also, if all things were even, and it was very close on this one, we start to look at the aesthetics of it. Matt went ahead and put some bejeweled stuff in there. So we appreciate also some of the nice things that he put on his blade.
Nice.
We let the handle get a little bit skinny, and it was almost the same proportions on each side. So I know you ran into a time constraint, but it did split a bullet, and that's truly something to be proud of.
I feel a little disappointed, but
Season 1. I just lost. Let me walk up to you and put your blade down. Trust me, I was at the ready to tilt the table over. I don't know if people are going to be sore losers. He's walking and he's going to put that blade right there. Oh, trust me, if you get to watch me, I'm ready for it. I'm like, okay, all right, good. And then later on, you said, but you always have to be on your guard.
Yeah,
always, right?
That's such a good point because we've seen previous, the episodes as they go. It's like, please surrender your blade. The guy is like mic drop, and you're like, you're like, you want to judge this?
I'm always on the ready. I never know how they're gonna feel. You're just like, oh, here we go. Keep an eye out. I'm like, am I ready? Am I gonna be able to pull Dave in front of me, or I'm gonna push the table? What's the quickest way to be able to defend from distance? He's got a long weapon coming at me too. Hey, I'm telling you, that's what memory lane does, right?
the better bladesmith wants.
Well, Matt, congratulations. You are the Forge and Fire champion. You're going to claim a $10,000 check. How do you feel?
This is awesome.
Your blade is beautiful. Not only is it beautiful, but it's fast. It cuts so cleanly through the fish, and on the ballistic dummies, that just disemboweled it for the kill test. Great job.
Blade aside, I was really impressed with your handle setup. Symmetrically, it was correct. We get good control, good grip on it. Very nicely done.
This is such a rush. I want to drive home and kiss my son. I'm the Forge and Fire champion.
Doug Marcaida, that was epic. That was the first kill test that started them all.
The first episode. And you know what? We have so many episodes, 10 seasons later on. And if you have a favorite episode or a particular weapon that you want us to review, leave it in the comments and we'll give it a look.
That's incredible. We have an opportunity to get behind the scenes content, stuff that's never aired before. You guys, let us know if you're excited about that. Subscribe, drop in the comments what you'd like to see, and stay tuned for more Sharp Talk. Stay sharp. This is crazy. And what are we doing today? Turning off our phones to keep them silent. That's what we're doing today. The kill test guy. He does the kill thing. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. I didn't like that. I fucked it up.
To get this one right?
This is it.
All right. It's hard for me to do this every time.
Is it?
It's confusing.
You may know him as a judge on History Channel's Forged in Fire.
Let's Ken into it. Ken.
Oh, you
Got into it.